Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I'm going to be talking about some stuff that dropped for The Walking Dead Dead City, but I'm also going to be breaking down the Fear the Walking Dead trailer as well, because there's a lot of stuff that happened there. I'm still waiting for the Dead City trailer to actually drop, so if it does drop anytime soon, then yeah, I will be doing my Dead City trailer breakdown then. So I'm just sort of waiting for that, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they released the Fear trailer as soon as it dropped. For Dead City, I don't know why they never did yet. I don't know if they're waiting for like another month or something like that. I have no idea, but it could be dropping anytime soon. If there is a sort of like description of the trailer and they talk about some of the stuff that was shown, then obviously I will maybe do a video breaking down sort of the description of the trailer and give some thoughts on that, because we did learn some information, but I'm going to be talking about that here in this video as well. After all of this too, I think tomorrow I will be doing my Rick and Michonne video, because there's a lot of stuff that happened in the last couple of days, so I'm going to be breaking down a lot of that, because yeah, that definitely was like all of that there was just so extremely exciting. I mean, the Rick and Michonne show, honestly, it just kind of feels like The Walking Dead is coming back right now, and it's exciting. So yeah, definitely, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, or I guess Walking Dead universe content. But let's actually get into some of the Dead City stuff here. So for Dead City, you know, obviously the premise of the show is Herschel has been taken and Maggie needs to go and get him, right? And so she needs Negan's help, right? And so she goes to him and is like, basically like, I need your help and whatever. And then this whole entire show starts, and then they go to New York City. And yeah, hopefully we get this huge epic show, right? And the show is going to be premiering June 18th. So it's going to be premiering after Fear the Walking Dead's mid-season finale. So I'm happy we got some clarification on that, because I was kind of wondering what was actually going to be happening with that. And it's going to be the mid-season finale on June 18th for Fear the Walking Dead. So that's the 6th episode. You go back to the 11th, and then the 4th, that's the 5th and 4th episode. And then before that will be the 3rd on May 28th, the 2nd, May 21st, and the 1st episode, May 14th, which does line up with the premiere date. So it looks like we're going to be getting all of that. Now, for obviously AMC Plus, it is very possible that all 6 episodes are dropped on May 14th. If that is the case, I'm not going to watch it on there. I'll review my episodes, you know, how I'm going to review them. Maybe I'll do some videos on some of that stuff there, but I am going to review it week to week, because I know that's how the fan base wants to watch it anyways, and I think that's just the most exciting thing to do anyways, right? So I'll do that with Fear the Walking Dead. But yeah, for Dead City, it's going to be premiering on June 18th, so I'm definitely very hyped for that. June 18th is going to be a huge night, you know, for Walking Dead fans, because it's the mid-season finale for Fear, and then for the Walking Dead Dead City, we're going to be seeing Maggie and Negan again, right? And I think what's really cool about Fear the Walking Dead and what they're doing is that it kind of seems like it's honestly going to be a really great season. Season 7 was horrible, but season 6 was honestly great. I was really blown away by how amazing season 6 was. So if they can sort of harness some of that, and if anything, do, you know, a lot more with it, because there is a lot more you're able to do here, especially if you're going to certain locations. And we'll talk about that, because they are going back to Atlanta, or I guess Kings County, I think it was called, which is like just outside of it. That's where Rick and Morgan grew up, or not grew up, but that's where they lived in season 1, just prior to the apocalypse. So we're returning there. You know, it looks like our characters are going to be getting these final send-offs, obviously, until they go into spin-offs, because I'm assuming a lot of these characters are going to be getting spin-offs and stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff there. But back to Dead City, the new character named the Croat, he seems to be the big bad here, and he's the one responsible for kidnapping Herschel. So it seems like that's, you know, there's this other character here. I don't remember what his name was, but I do believe he's going to be seen as a villain at first, maybe. But then I do think maybe he'll sort of switch sides and he'll be on Maggie's side afterwards, right? That's kind of an early prediction I have. Herschel is obviously, I mean, we already knew that, but Logan Kim is going to be playing the older version of Herschel Ree. So it seems like Herschel is now about 14 years old, I would say, or 15. Like, it's been a while, right? When The Walking Dead ended, you know, they did that year time jump, and I would say around then, it was probably, I don't want to say 10 years after the apocalypse, but I would say Herschel was probably around 10 years old, right? And, you know, now it's probably been about 3.5 years or something, 4 years since the end. So I'm guessing he's about that age now, right? Herschel's about 13, 14. They're probably going to put him around there. And yeah, I just can't believe how much time is passing on The Walking Dead, just how far, you know, they're going into the future with all of this. Because just kind of, it just seems insane, you know, like obviously it's not that insane, but it just feels like it when you're watching it, or when you've been watching the show for so long, and then you're actually seeing that they're going so far into the future. These characters are getting so much older. Like, how is Herschel gonna be that old already, because I remember when Maggie just found out she was pregnant, and now he's already like 14 years old or whatever, right? So it's really nuts. It honestly is. Yeah, it's just epic. That's why I love this Walking Dead story so much. That's why I want them to keep going, because it's amazing to have the same actors, playing these roles, at least for the core cast and stuff, and just seeing how much time is passing, and then you just have this really epic life story in the zombie apocalypse. I think it's so cool, because most shows, don't go this far. They'll get like a season or two or 3 or 4 seasons, right? But they won't actually go this far. And then we'll actually get cool scenes like this. So let's actually talk about Fear the Walking Dead, because we did get the trailer here. And the trailer, honestly, I thought the trailer was going to blow me away. Like, I was expecting it to actually, sort of hype me up a bit, but I wasn't expecting the ending. When I saw the ending, I got so excited, because this is something that I've wanted The Walking Dead to do for a while, and they just never did it. I always wanted them to go back to like Herschel's farm or go back to certain locations in the past, but they never would do it. But Fear the Walking Dead is actually doing it, so I'm very hyped. So let's actually get into it here. Morgan seems to go back to where he used to live, obviously, in season 1 there. We do see a sign. I think it says Kings County, or something like that. You'll have to correct me on that. I'm not entirely sure of where he used to live. Like, I know it was something like that. That does sound familiar, and it does, obviously you do see the K-I-N, I think that's a G. So Kings County, something like that. But yeah, Morgan's going back to his old house. That's obviously where he met Rick, right? I love this shot right here of Morgan. You just see all the leaves and just the vegetation and just everything that has grown, because it's been so long, right? Like the apocalypse has just been going on for so long now. And so yeah, just seeing this visually is just, honestly, it's so stunning. I mean, this is really weird. I don't know why it says I used to live here with William before he died, because obviously he means Dwayne. Maybe when they were actually putting the trailer together, they actually, they didn't want to use that name for spoiler purposes, so they put like a random name in there. I don't know. It's really weird that they actually have William in there, but yeah, obviously he does say Dwayne in the trailer. And yeah, we have this shot here of Morgan, and it's honestly really cool, because you see that chair there. I remember Rick sitting in that chair, or I don't know if he was sitting in that chair, but he was sitting in a chair like that. And yeah, they were here. They boarded up all the windows, and they spent that night there in season 1, right? So it's so cool to actually be able to go back here. And then we see Morgan here, and Morgan looks at his gun. That is obviously the gun he had in season 1 when he was trying to, kill his wife, Jenny. And he just couldn't do it. He just, obviously, I mean, we saw what happened afterwards, right? Like, Dwayne actually died because of it. So yeah, just so cool to be going back to that, because obviously that was probably one of the most iconic shots of The Walking Dead. That whole sequence there, anyways, when Rick, goes to see the bicycle girl, and then Morgan has the gun, just the music playing. It's one of the most iconic scenes ever. So going back to it is just so amazing. We do have Grace here saying that Rick, he gave you this gun for a reason. So it's so cool to actually be hearing her, referencing Rick. I think that's honestly so amazing. I want Morgan and Rick to reunite. I really do. I want it so bad. And just any sort of Rick reference, especially around Morgan, is just so cool. It just gives me so much nostalgia for season 1. And then yeah, we have Morgan here. He actually picks up the gun, and you do see in the back, obviously it does say clear and everything. And he seems to look out the window, and I'm sure he'll probably kill some zombies out there. But, when you look at the actual trailer, it looks like a bunch of stuff does happen. I do think, they're probably safe in that house for a bit, but it does seem like they're going to get overrun by zombies. And you do see this fire happening, so I'm assuming that's going to be at the house, right? So there's going to be this fire at the house, and they're going to be forced to escape, and it's going to be this sort of like goodbye to that part of the story, and I guess the house and all that, which, I mean, to me, honestly, I never thought we were going to get it again, so I'm not that sad about it. I think it's going to be super epic and honestly conclude a really amazing part to Morgan's story there. And yeah, I just think it's so cool here. Now, in terms of other aspects to this trailer, I mean, we do have Morgan, obviously, like, he does end up in Padre, I guess. Padre is this whole entire place here, right? So we're going to see some of that, and just sort of how all of that works out. Now, I know there's going to be a big time jump. Like, there's supposed to be this huge time jump that catches them up with the current timeline of the Walking Dead universe. So it's going to be a long time, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it's going to be a pretty massive time jump here. And I'm guessing this entire time, they've really just stayed in Padre. Other characters have been in other locations, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how they do all of that. I do think the first episode's going to be it's going to be a pretty big episode, right? And we have this sign here. It says Padre is a lie, which, yeah, they're going to be dealing with a lot of that. There's a lot of shots of Sherry and Dwight, and they're together. So I think what that tells me, honestly, is that they're going to be doing this sort of anthology-like storytelling again, at least with some characters, which obviously worked really well with season 6. Seeing Madison again is just super cool. I'm so happy that she's back. I really do think this is, I think, going to be a really amazing conclusion to the overall Fear the Walking Dead story. You know, at least to what Fear the Walking Dead has been for the last couple of years. I think overall Fear the Walking Dead was a show that I think right now has completely lost its original purpose. You know, I think it had something going really strong in the first 3 seasons with the Clark family. And yeah, you had to kill Nick off because the actor wanted to leave, but that's fine. You didn't have to get rid of Madison as well. And I think the show since then has sort of lost its purpose. It really has become the Morgan show, which I'm not really complaining about because, yeah, I would love a Morgan spinoff. I think that character can lead a show. I mean, obviously we're seeing it, right? He's the one who picked this show up because it was failing, right? I just think getting rid of Madison was the wrong thing to do. I mean, if you want to kill her in season 5, 6, 7, fine. I'm just saying, like, all at once in season 4, it was just so much, especially if you're tonally changing everything with the show, the intro, everything, you know, it just changed so dramatically. And then the show suffered for a bit. You had one really good season with season 6, and then 7 just sort of, you know, took that away a bit. And so I think season 8 here, it looks so incredible. Honestly, it does look really good. I'm very hyped for this show. And I think this could end, if you just focus on the characters, I think it could end the character stories in a really amazing way. And then I'm very hyped to see where those characters go, because obviously they're going to have spin-offs and stuff like that. So I'm excited for that, because that's going to be a lot of fun. But this shot here of the zombies inside the jars, man, this just really reminds me of the governor with the heads in the tank and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. Seeing all the clear stuff again is just really amazing. I'm so happy to see all of that. I think this is going to be really amazing. This one walker here with like the moss and stuff coming out of its mouth, just really, really cool. I think, again, I'm so excited for Fear the Walking Dead, and it's a genuine excitement. I think the last time I was excited for Fear the Walking Dead was, I would say, or I'm going to say, was probably going into season 5, because I knew 4 was just sort of a horrible season, but season 5, the trailer anyways, looked really good because of the helicopters and stuff like that. And obviously 5 ended up not being good at all. But I was excited going into the season. This here, you know, this is actual genuine excitement for stuff that's not really, I mean, I guess technically a part of it is Rick related, but back then with the helicopters, we were wondering if they were going in that direction, which obviously they never did. Here we have confirmation, and it is stuff more based around, you know, Rick is a part of it, but it is more centered on Morgan and the fact that he's going back to that house, right? And just the stuff with the season overall, you have Madison coming back and stuff. So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm very excited. Definitely post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my Dead City trailer breakdown whenever they drop that. I will also be doing a Rick and Michonne video as well. So yeah, definitely hit subscribe if you want all of that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.